G'day guys, I'm back, and yes, I gave up with the drawing app. Doodly and me just isn't big friendly. So with my nice red nose from my big bike ride this morning, I'm here to share management or leadership, and I hope you enjoy it. Bye. G'day guys, in the background you're going to hear the rattling and cracking of a plaster repairing my bathroom. In the process, all is good, and I want to revert to my old-fashioned sketchpad model of drawing things. Manage or lead. Let's put a line down the middle of the page and divide it and say, let's try really hard to differentiate these two things. And you'll see a lot of things written on the internet about it. But let's put manage and lead. But we're going to talk about this fact from an inner wealth point of view. You can't give what you haven't got. Shit. So manage self, lead self equals manage other, lead other. Now that's really important awareness because we're very obsessed with managing other. We want to manage our business, manage our lives, manage our family, manage our money. But if we're not managing ourselves, then there's just no way that we can manage anything else. Let's talk about managing self. Managing of self. Well, most of you know it. There's a circle. There's 7 spokes on that circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spiritual, mental, social, career, health, financial, and relationship. We measure our spiritual arm by the degree of, let's give it a different color here, but the spiritual arm by the degree of joy. Let's call it joy. And that is the ultimate definition of spirituality, because spirituality is about seeing beauty. And the more beauty you can see in everything, the more spiritual you are. The more you are of an opinion, the less spiritual you'll experience, because opinions make us less joyful. So opinion go down. Judgment go down. You know what I'm talking about. I don't need to repeat that. Let's go down to mental. Self-confident or self-belief. Now look, if you score yourself along this line, if your self-confidence or self-belief is down, if it's down the bottom, we know we're not managing our mental health well. And because ultimately all knowledge, everything you learn from school, everything you learn from books, everything you study, everything you learn from me is about building self-belief, your belief in yourself, and your confidence that you can do what you say you can do. So whether you're learning about business or family or relationship or health or universal laws, it's building belief in yourself with true belief. I'm not talking about wank. I'm talking about true belief in yourself, which is intrinsically confidence. And if your confidence and self-belief are down, you're not managing yourself very well. Let's go up to social. This is the network. Now, whether this network is at work or whether it's at home or whether it's with family and friends and mates, this social network has to be with like-minded people, LMP. You need to be hanging out with people who are like-minded, and that network. So there's no use hanging out with a brother or a sister or an auntie or uncle who is in contradiction and disbelief in you, because you don't want your network to be killing off your self-belief while building up your network. That's just ridiculous. So the social side of this thing is a network of like-minded people who believe in you and you believe in them. So these two support each other. Career. There's only one word for the measure of self-management in career, and that is the word stress. Now, this stress is not related to work. It's in all areas of life. So any stress, if you're highly stressed, we have to give you a shit score. If you're calm, then we can give you a high score. So the more stressed you are, the lower your score, because stress is an indication that your career is going to shit. Now, it doesn't matter whether the stress is coming from your money or buying a boat, or from a blister on your foot, or from lack of sex, or whatever it is, whatever the cause of your stress, it impacts your career. And ultimately, that's why we measure stress as the primary driver and the primary indication of good and bad management. Health, well, it's really simple. It's hard to do good if you don't feel good. So when we talk about health, how do you feel? So if you're feeling fantastic, you get a high score. If you're feeling tired and grumpy and miserable and shit, your health is in a problem. Now, what we know about health is really important. Health means it's not just your physical health. If you've got, for example, body fat hanging out inside your against your organs inside your body, it makes you feel tired, and because it stops you breathing properly, and when you don't breathe properly, you don't get enough oxygen. And if you eat shit, that makes you also tired because it affects your blood sugar. So and if you're depressed and not engaged in what you're doing, so this health word is so beautiful because it can be measured. Simply, how do you feel? Now, Stephen Hawking, and you've seen a lot of people who have physical disability, people who've got who can't exercise very much, still feel great. And you could say that person, in spite of the disadvantages they have in life, they're very healthy. Whereas you see someone with a 10 out of 10 body walking down Bondi Beach, but they're really unhealthy. Because it's just a physical, external appearance of health. So ask a person how they feel. It's hard to do good if you don't feel good. And if you feel like shit, well, you're unhealthy. The next one is financial, dollars. And that's pretty much asking, are you on track to your vision? Now, again, people get so confused. They go, I don't know what you mean by, this and this. This measure of self-management from a financial point of view is your vision, are you feeling on track to your vision? And that's a really important differentiation from how much money do I have and how much money am I spending and how much money am I pretending I've got. Are you feeling on track to your vision? If you are, you're wealthy. And relationship. Well, this is the most interesting one of all for me because it's a question. It's not a question of how much do you love other people. And that's a big mistake when we define relationship. Relationship is measured in self-management by how much do you feel loved. Now, we can be in relationships and not feel very loved. And then our relationship is bad. Then we would give ourselves, so if we're not feeling very loved, then we need to score ourselves really low in relationships. Now, what's most important when you come for coaching is the first thing I ask you all to do when you come into a coaching session is score yourselves in the 7 areas of life. It's called your VIP score. You score yourselves in the 7 areas of life. And what I'm asking you to do is text me those scores out of 10 in each of the areas of life, given what we've talked about here, before the coaching session. And because I want to know, are you managing yourself well? Now, the reason I say that is it's no use talking about leadership. There's no use talking about leadership if management isn't happening. So step 1 in Innerwealth, self-management, the circle. And we want your scores to be somewhere in the range of 7 to 9 in each of the areas of life. We put in disciplines in place, so we're actually working on prevention and not cure. Now, a lot of people think that life coaching is curative. Yeah, maybe at the start it is cure, but then we actually switch over and we work 99% on prevention. Self-management is prevention of problems. I think that's enough for this video. I'm going to talk about the second topic, self-leadership, in the next video. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.